Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about constellations. What is a constellation? And a lot of you are awakening and you're getting the sense of an awareness. You're getting a sense, and the keen sense that you're connecting to your ancient bloodline, your extraterrestrial ancient bloodlines, and you're all connecting to that. You're tapping into the more ethereal side of yourself, and you're realizing that you are a starburst activation. You are a star that is bursting and sending out light codes and reprogramming DNA inside of people. You're revamping them. You're giving a lift up. You're giving people new vision, newfound consciousness. You're giving people something to go on, something to understand, something to intellectualize, something to really go upon their journey and actually find their family and actually find out who they are. And that what is you're a part of. You're all a part of this growing organism of star seeds connecting with other star seeds, and it's generating constellations. It's generating legions of angels, of earth angels. So a lot of us are like the archangels. A lot of us are like the extraterrestrials. A lot of us are very magical and transcendent, but you have to understand you need to align with that vision and understand that you can be at any place, anytime, anywhere. You can bilocate. You are all powerful and all pervasive. You have to understand that you're here not only for a limited time, but you're here to make the most of your time. You're here to make the most of this humanoid experience, because the human experience can be bittersweet, but if you really want it to be sweet, if you really want it to be transcendent, if you really want it to be emphatic, epic, amazing, and empowering, you have to choose to use that voice of the Lion of Judah. You have to stand in that authority, and you have to understand that you're here for the blessing. You're here to bless others. You're here to reunite and have a family reunion with your fellow starseeds. You're here to become that. You're here to warm up to the fact that you can manifest $50,000 in a blink of an eye. It can come to you, but you have to truly believe in it. You have to truly believe in your affirmations, but using those affirmations correctly. But not using the affirmation as a ritual, but using the affirmation as declaring what you want and stating the fact and stating the intention, so that the intention can shine forth in all of your signs and confirmations, and it can generate this sense of a constellation. And you understand that you're here to generate pixels. You're here to generate appearances. You're here to generate a generation of earth angels. So understanding this underlining fact that you're here to perfect the timeline. You're here to perfect this experience right here and now. You can be in a million different places. You can be doing a million different things. But if you're not truly happy and dedicated and aligned with doing what you're doing right now, you're never going to appreciate the present moment. The present moment is everything. The present moment is all-encompassing. It is all-pervasive. It is what sets you free. So become freedom today. Realize that your freedom is based upon how you're going to make this so powerful, on how powerful you want to be. So you can truly transverse time and space, because you have to let go of the sense of time, of the sense of me, of the sense of my possessions, of the sense of my materialistic things, of the sense of perceiving people as being objects, because they're not objects. They're not pawns in your games. And knowing that you can truly keep it up, and you can truly speed things up, and you can truly have everything be accelerated if you really wanted to. But you have to want it. You have to have desire. And you have to realize that with all of that, with generating this foundation, with generating this constellation, the star constellation, which is generating a stargate, which is allowing you to open up portals within other people's hearts and minds and consciousnesses, but you're opening up portals inside of yourself. You can look at your chakras as they are portals, as they are gateways. But once you awaken your chakras, as you awaken that within yourself, What you're doing is that you're opening up the pores. You're opening up the things that were closed shut, the things that were suppressed, the things that were not allowing you to be vulnerable. With vulnerability and sensitivity becomes relativity, because you become relative to the things that are relevant. So when you have a keen sense of relevancy, you understand that you're staying with what's relevant. You're staying with what's here and now. You're staying with what's emphatic, what's alive, and what's exciting. You're staying with the fact that I'm going to write out this affirmation. I'm going to really believe that I can manifest $5,000. I'm going to really believe until I know for an underlining fact, until I truly know with my inner knowing and my innermost being that I can have whatever I want and I can do whatever I want whenever I want, because I'm not based in time. I'm not based on someone's opinion about me. I'm not based on going into an area and having the energy affect me when I go into that said area. So it's a state of unaffected awareness. When you have this state of unaffected awareness, you won't be affected by anything. You will feel invincible. You will feel powerful. That's why I said the Lion of Judah, because a lot of you are lions and you need to roar, and you have not been heard, or you have not been seen. You haven't been seen for who you truly are. And it's time for the awakened to show who they are, to showcase who they are, and to really stand in a circle and sing Kumbaya and shine in the light together. And if we shine together, we can do multitudes of things together. And it's not being afraid to do 5 things at once, 5 things that you love. Pick 5 things that you absolutely love doing and do those 5 things. Because if you do those 5 things, you'll understand that, oh, I'm doing this job and I'm doing that project and I'm doing this presentation on Tuesday. And I have things lined up and I have goals and I have somewhat of a routine, but it's not being in a Groundhog Day routine. This is pushing you out of your comfort zone. This is pushing you out of your routine, pushing yourself out of Groundhog Day, and pushing yourself out of not wanting to expand. Because we have the comfort zone, we have the stretching zone, and a lot of the times when we stay in that comfort zone, we're not willing to progress, we're not willing to have longevity. We're not willing to have consistency and persistence within our vibration. So it's like training a dog. When you have consistency and persistence and you're on top of what they're doing, if they're sitting for you, if they're rolling over, or if they're going to the bathroom when you need them to go to the bathroom. I'm not saying to treat yourself like a dog, but you have to have consistency, you have to have persistence, and you have to be willing to look at yourself in a light to where you can see yourself in a different light. So meaning you need to really look at the things in your life, and you need to give yourself that moment to look yourself in the mirror and to truly accept that person that is looking back at you, even though you've never seen a reflection of yourself. You've never seen a reflection of yourself, but you've seen the I Am Presence constellation looking back at yourself, making another appearance of thyself. So every time that you're making a manifestation happen, or every time that you're meditating, you're generating a constellation not only within the universe, but within your own reality. In these constellations, in these star bursts, are light codes. And within those light codes, there's different timelines, manifestation, healing. And once you are able to send those out, like they are seeds, out into the awakened, out into the open, out into the world, when you're spreading your belonging and you're sharing and you're daring to really care. This isn't a blunt, this is a cigar. I love your comment, by the way. That was very funny. That made me laugh. So what people deem not spiritual is not true. So you understand that if you look at every single thing as a tiny pixel, as a tiny constellation, as a tiny counterpart of your co-creation with the divine, because your higher self and God are always going to become one. So you are source trying to live up to itself. You are like the car that is driving itself. There's these cars that you can get that can teach you how to drive, and they are programmed to drive itself so that it has commands and dictation within the car, and it's able to teach you how to drive without actually driving the car. But it's showing you how to drive. It's trying to show you how to maneuver the steering wheel, how to push on the gas and ease off of the brake. So, but when you become that car that is able to stay within cruise control, that's when you have it down packed, and that's when you're in full tilt. That's when you have a full tilt to your energy, to your consciousness, to your ability to observe, your ability to see, your ability to have true foresight. And you can call these insights. Every time that you get one of these insights, every time that you get one of these messages, every time that you get one of these peak sensations within your consciousness, and it feels like you're peaking, but it feels like you keep on going. It feels like you're not stopping. It seems like you're running the marathon, but you have enough endurance to keep going, and to keep going, and to keep going. So since you have the endurance, and since you have the readiness and the aliveness to keep going, to keep following your dreams, and to also keep within your alignment, to keep true to yourself, to stay on the straight and narrow, but it doesn't matter which direction you go. Now, if you do go a negative direction, you're going to get negative outcomes, and you're going to have negative causes and negative effects. But love is a circle, and the vortex is a circle. So I saw this movie one time. It was called Needle in a Time Stack. And no matter how these people entered each other's reality, no matter how they came together, they always found each other in the relationship, because love is in a circle. That means just because you didn't get what you wanted right at this moment, just because you didn't generate your star constellation at this very moment, does not mean that it's never going to happen. Doesn't mean that it's never going to manifest. It just hasn't manifested yet, but it's already has manifested itself. Everything that you've ever wanted has already happened at least once or a million times, because there's billions and billions of star constellations going on at all times. Different parallel realities, different mechanics, different organisms, different life, different types of realities, different types of languages, different types of bloodlines of extraterrestrials. So when we understand this, that we are a part of a legion, we're a part of an army, but we're not an army of anarchy and disdain and anger, but we're here to generate this sense of peace, generate this sense of belonging, this sense of ease and grace and wisdom and love and consideration. That's what we're really here for. Because for too long we've had finances dictate what we are. We've had material things dictate what we are. We've had our parents dictate what we are. And most light workers become the black sheep of the family, because they are ostracized out, and they are told how to feel. They are told how to see things. They are put in a box, and the divine cannot be suppressed and put in a box, because the divine always showcases who it is and what it is and who she is. Doesn't matter if you see God as a man or a woman or an alien. How you perceive God, how you perceive happiness, how your perception is your choice. A lot of people think that free will means that we're shackled, and that we can't do anything. No, free will is true freedom and empowerment and choice. So feel as if you have the choice to do whatever you feel fit. Now, don't do this in a childlike manner, and don't do this out of a sense of greed, but do this out of a sense of understanding that I have the choice to change the narrative of the day. I have the choice to change how I feel. I have the choice to get myself out of this rut. I have the choice to generate the starburst, which generates the star constellation, which allows me to generate everything within my vortex, which allows me to generate my dreams into a reality. So you're seeing yourself in every timeline, in every experience, in every sense of awakening. You're living a meditative state. You're literally, most people are like Night of the Living Dead, but you're sleepwalking. But you're sleepwalking in a positive sense. Awakening is regaining your innocence. So when you regain your innocence, you're regaining your inner child back. You're getting that back. It was taken away from you. Most of you blocked it out of your mind and put it back into your subconscious. And I can clearly tell you that there was things in my life that were tucked back and not told to me. But then we realize that we're not a victim to what happens to us. All of the things that you want in life, everything that you desire, everything that is trying to come closer to you and attract to you, is trying to get you to understand, to pull your feet to the carpet, and to understand that the unwillingness to stop with the persistence of negating and doubting and getting into the negative side of reality. Reality wants to become you. So don't stop trying to become reality. So effortless perfection of the higher self is not hard to tap into. Sometimes the higher self is above you, and it's waiting for you to accept it. But with the acceptance of that higher self, meaning is that you're going to have to give yourself a star blast. You're going to have to blast yourself into another galaxy and go through many, many time warps. And as you go through those time warps and those wormholes, as you're going through those wormholes, it's going to feel like a Marvel movie, and you're like, oh, nah, nah, nah. And then you get plopped back into your reality. So you get plopped back into your reality, right? And then you're having to integrate everything back. You're having to get everything back in sync with yourself. But when the recalibration happens, and when that starburst, constellation, higher self frequency is fully realized and accepted, then you will see the things that you're able to truly do. But it's okay to go at your own pace. It's not always the best policy to just rush everything. There is no race. You have to think of spirituality as if you're playing golf. This is how you have to think of spirituality. It's as if you're playing golf. You have to feel as if you're going against yourself, because sometimes you are going against yourself, and you shouldn't be against yourself. But having faith is having true security and safety. But feeling like you have to control everything is not safety, and it's not security. It doesn't feel like it because you're playing in the realm of fear. And fear is always going to be the reason why we fail. It was funny, I was watching a movie called Heart and Souls the other night with my girlfriend, and he was telling this person who was on the other side that the only reason why he failed before he died was because he didn't try. A lot of us fail, or because failure is not a real thing. So I don't want you to think I'm telling you that failure is a real thing, because it's not. You can think that you failed, you can fall on your face a million times, you can always bounce back and get back up. But the point is that if we don't see for ourselves, if we don't try, if we don't have harsh reflections and catalysts and things happen to us, we'll never know what it's truly like to become God in human form, to become the higher self, to become Source in human form, to become all that there is. Becoming all that there is probably the hardest thing to do. But it's the realest journey. It keeps it 100, and it also just tests you and allows you to be dedicated and allows you to be more harmonious with yourself and not in a chaotic way and reacting. And I'm not saying that you're not going to react. I was literally out with my girlfriend, and I had the Dr. Pepper and the floorboard, and I had the lottery tickets, and I was trying to get my stuff situated, but she was so excited about taking a picture of someone's Halloween stuff. And she was so excited about that, and she just stopped and kind of slammed the brakes a little bit, and it spilled, and I said, "Oh, God damn it." But I could have reacted differently. And I didn't have to say "God damn it" to the Dr. Pepper being spilled on the floorboard, because that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to the divine because your kids are crying, or that you spilled a dish, or that you dropped something. That's something simple, but it brings something out of us. It triggers something out of us. It brings something out of us. And it always does. It brings something out of us. Also, if you guys are on here, you can book private sessions with me, message me on TikTok, and all that good stuff. So it's just fine-tuning the radio frequency that you have. It's just aligning yourself and getting yourself in that state of samadhi, in that state of where you can have your Shambhala. You can have your Shambhala. You can have your cake and eat it too if you really want to. But if we continue to not feel like we're a star constellation, to not feel powerful, to feel amazing all the time, then we're always going to be selling ourselves short, and we're never going to try, and we're never going to really go after it. But God Source Energy always makes sure that you go after it. So, I feel like I've talked enough, but let's do a little meditation and some sort of a visualization. So, I want you to breathe. I want you to relax. I want you to get in tune with your heart. Let go of the mind. And feel like a star on fire. And that star is getting so heated up is that it's bursting into 1,000,000 different light codes. It's bursting into 1,000,000 different light codes. These are seeds of creation. These are little mustard seeds of creation that are being sent out to the whole universe. And it's a reprogramming of DNA, of heart, of mind, of body, of belief systems, of non-sensitivity, of non-vulnerability. And allow that DNA to be coded, and allow yourself to tap into quantum codification. It's allowing you to regulate your own laws and rules and regulations and energy. And think of it as your constellation being built. See 1,000,000 stars in a galaxy and see how they're all interconnected, interwoven, intersecting, and how it's all being generated from that Big Bang energy. Because you are the Big Bang, you are that electromagnetic kinetic source, energy, God, beingness. So since you are that source energy, and source energy is you, you're allowing the human and the higher self to become one. You're imprinting, the higher self is imprinting its knowledge, wisdom, and grace upon you. And this is when the constellation and the gateways start to transverse and begin and to become into alignment. Take a deep breath. Exhale. But within this constellation, you're able to think of anything you want. If there's a spirit guide that you have not connected with yet, like the Osage Indians, you can connect with them. If you want to connect with unicorns, they have a lot of wisdom. They're very playful and fun. But think of this as star magic. Think of it as true magic, true wonder, true bliss, true amazement, in awe, awestruck of your creation. Because it can be whatever you want it to be. You can connect with dragons. The divine is created out of everything. There is nothing far from the imagination. I guess it is truly just all about how we use it. How we use it, how we love it, how we cherish it, how we become it. In a sense, you can say this is your happy place. This is your zone. This is where you can be what you want to be. You can be yourself, finally. You can finally connect to that bloodline of ancient extraterrestrials. A school of prophets. And feel into that love. Feel into that transcendence. Feel into that magic. That star magic that's always able to renew hearts, renew your chakras. It can awaken all of the fruits of life within yourself, the flower of life. And just feel grounded. Feel grounded in your truth. Feel like it's very concrete, your truth. And sometimes it just takes little baby steps. Sometimes it just takes different choices. But just know you have the choice to change how you feel. To change the way that you take a deep breath. and change the way you exhale. Change is inevitable. It just truly is. It's kind of hard to escape it. Feel in resonance with yourself. See all of your constellations, everything in your life falling into perfect alignment, perfectly executed, and perfectly decisive, clear, direct, harmonious, balance with complexity, and able to balance that complexity with simplicity. You can be in a million different places doing a million different things, but be fulfilled in what you're doing right now and know that you're exactly where you're needed, and know you're doing exactly everything that you can do, and that you're perfect and you were created masterfully. See that you're an ascended master. Have the will to be free will, and will yourself to make the choice to not just have a good day, but to have the most amazing day. Days, weeks, years, 20 years, a billion years. Have a billion years of the best day of your life. Take one last deep breath. Exhale. When I snap my finger, you'll come back to. You'll have a greater sense of clarity. You will know who you are, and you will become the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Thank you all who have attended tonight. feel free to book a private session. Also, White Wolf, the Oracle of Loveline Wisdom on Facebook and YouTube. Instagram, White Wolf 4741. And you already know the TikTok. And I don't think there's anything else. I think that is all. Hope you enjoyed the message. Hope you enjoyed the meditation. And I will post this on YouTube and Facebook and all that good stuff. Just don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to be the divine. Don't be afraid to let yourself go and to just have fun and enjoy life. So, thank you guys. God bless. And namaste.